An article in the Coeur d'Alene Press this morning talks about this guy, candidate for mayor John Pulsifer, who weeks ago sent Mayor Woody McEvers a letter asking him to drop out of the race. Well, first asking him to get me out of the race, and then in exchange for Woody getting out of the race, Pulsifer was going to offer Woody a job in City Hall. This is bribery. In fact, it's unethical, it's unheard of, but I believe it's against Idaho Code. Idaho Code 181352. Any pecuniary benefit as consideration for the recipient's decision, opinion, recommendation, ... In this case, it would be a decision to withdraw from a race, and in exchange for that, to get a job, because Pulsifer has said he's not going to take his salary as mayor, which, $38,000 in a $150 million budget is not going to impact anything. But, and then create a job and then somehow manipulate the city attorney to making it all kosher is pretty slimy. But more to the point, he wants Woody to convince me to drop out of the race, which I'm absolutely not going to do. And Pulsifer claims that somehow I'm responsible for the chaos at NIC. And I don't know how he would think this, because no one at NIC thinks that. No one at Save NIC thinks that. No one in the community thinks that, except for apparently Pulsifer and Banducci and McKinsey, who I believe Pulsifer hosted at his home for a meet and greet or fundraiser or something years ago. But that's not the end of where this chaos goes. A few months ago, back in May, when I announced that I was going to run for a Coeur d'Alene mayor, I received an invite to be interviewed for a website. I believe it's called Coeur d'Alene News or something like that. Turns out this was Pulsifer. It was at his house, and he had this video set up. He had all these cameras set up, and he said he was going to interview me, and he's going to interview Woody, and he asked us a bunch of questions, set us down, well, separately, but he set me down, and he asked a bunch of questions about what I was going to do as mayor, what's my vision for the city, what did I think need to prove, all this stuff. Well, of course, that was a ruse. It was a lie. He was doing opposition research. So he paid a professional videographer to come and film Mayor McEvers and myself answering questions about being the mayor, and now he's using it in a campaign against both of us. Is it unethical? Is it deceptive? Would you want a person who's performing this kind of feats, who's bribing an elected official to withdraw from a race in exchange for a job? Do you want that kind of person sitting in the center seat? What are they going to do as mayor? What else are they going to bend and break and offer? Another interesting thing from the article was they interviewed all the candidates for mayor, and they were unable to get a hold of Miss Loftman, who is the KCRCC rated and vetted person. And it's interesting that the paper didn't really say Miss Loftman is unavailable for comment, which would be unusual anyway, because when you are running for public office, you should always be available. When you're mayor, will you be available? Or will you rely on, instead, your Svengali to go ahead and answer the questions for you, which is exactly what happened in the paper. It makes you wonder, if Brent Regan is answering questions for Miss Loftman, who's the master and who's the sock puppet? Will Miss Loftman be able to talk while Brent Regan is drinking a glass of water? It's a question for the voters. This is not a campaign issue, because this joker did something incredibly stupid and, in my opinion, unethical and untrustworthy, and a great reason to not check that box.